Sharing is caring. It can be fun.
Isn't that sweet? And it reminds me, I'd like to wish you Happy Starvation Day. Well, that is what Thanksgiving would be called if the Pilgrims had kept to the communal property rules they started with. When they first settled at Plymouth, they were told, share everything. Share the work, you'll share the harvest. The colony's contract said that it was to be a common. Settlers were to receive their necessaries out of the common stock. There was to be no individual property. The labor of the colony was to be organized according to the different capabilities of the settlers. Sounds like Karl Marx. From each according to his ability, to each according to his need. And that sounds fair. They nearly starved. It's the tragedy of the commons. When people can get the same stuff by working less, they will. Plymouth settlers faked illness rather than work the common property. The harvest was meager, and for 2 years there was famine. But then they dropped the commons idea. The colony's governor, William Bradford, wrote, they should set corn, every man for his own particular, assign to every family a parcel of land. The results were dramatic. This has had very good success. It made all hands very industrious. Much more corn was planted. Instead of famine, plenty. Thanks to private property, they got food. And we have food. Happy Thanksgiving. Be thankful. Now, if only more people realize that it's private property that allows us to have wealth, to create wealth. Some people in the privatized park understood that private ownership does good things. Private ownership or public ownership?
Private.
Private ownership.
I think they run things a lot better than the government does.
Yeah, facilities upkeeps are better.
Private.
Others had to have it explained to them.
But
you said private was not so good.
You got me there.
The private managers delivered when government didn't. What private property does, as the Pilgrims discovered, is connect effort to reward. That creates an incentive for people to care much more and protect things. That's what's protected the elephants in Zimbabwe, the buffalo in the West, and these Atlantic salmon. It's what saved the Pilgrims. And then it made America the richest country in the history of the world. If you live in this slum in Egypt and have no deed to your property, you're stuck in poverty. But when you know that your home or your store or whatever you make is safe from confiscation, then you can borrow and take risks and invest. That gives you the power to prosper. And that's the lost lesson of Thanksgiving. So, happy Thanksgiving. Go prosper. Have a nice weekend and good night.